Just like any other, our protagonist regressed, and time traveled back in time, making him tensely wake up in shock. Where am I? He wondered. His name, Liu Chongsheng, a transmigrator, third-year archaeology student in his previous life. He who woke up at the audience seat of the mythological arena, and breaking his thoughts was Zhou Hao, Liu Chongsheng's childhood friend. Hey Chongsheng, stop daydreaming. Let's get in line quickly. Today is the once-in-a-decade Divine Awakening Day. Still dazed, he wondered. Divine Awakening Day. Long story short, 100 years ago, the mythological arena descended upon the continent. Gods from various nations were resurrected. Once a human turns 16, they can use the Divine Awakening Stone to summon a god. Those who successfully summon a god gain divine power, and represent their country in battles in the mythological arena. An illustration of how someone was attempting at summoning a god was shown, but Ma Dude seemed to call out the wrong name. As if one summons the wrong name, there's only one outcome, and that is death. Chinese civilization has suffered a fracture, with much of its historical and mythological records buried in dust. Countless Chinese sages sacrificed their flesh and blood for a century apiece, but the next generation struggle to remember their names. Suddenly upon the stage the dashing city lord appeared, who began the Divine Awakening ceremony. Looking at the buzzing atmosphere, our boy thought to himself with a smile, if the summoning fails, you turn to dust. This world is truly dangerous. As it began, a confident figure of a white-haired female slowly stepped forward, making the crowd cheer in praise. Look, it's Liu Yanran, ranked first in the national exams. Her full figure was then shown in all its glory. Liu Yanran, daughter of the top swordsman Liu Rufeng. Ma Dude's friend, seeing her, also commented with her background. She's bound to summon a powerful god. So envious. I'm so envious. She's from a good family, has excellent skills, and is a true wealthy beauty. If someone could win her over, they'd skip 10 years of hard work. Not hearing a response, he still continued. It's a shame that this morning Huaxia was on the brink of losing in the mythological arena. I really hope Liu Yanran can awaken a powerful god, and fight for our country. I don't want to lose to Sakura Nation. He commented with spite in his words. However, it seemed our boy agreed with him on that one, as he responded, neither do I. As they called forth Liu Yanran once more, she boldly stepped forward to begin her awakening. Desperate, they placed their hopes on her, hoping she awakens a high-tier god to save Huaxia. For that to happen, she needed to place her hand upon a clear crystal, which suddenly lit up brightly, creating a commotion as it seemed that theirs was a phenomenon occurring. It must be a high-tier goo, shouted the city lord. And as if on cue, multiple god souls appeared, which suddenly caught our boy's attention. These images of gods, they are exactly the same as the gods from my previous life, he thought. Not wasting any time, she immediately chose her god, as she began her chant. The name of the god of death will be passed down. Attack the nations and never surrender. The battle of red stained the hills with blood. His heart shone through the sky. I, Liu Yanran, humbly request the presence of the god of war. Bai Qi. Surprised, Ma Dude wondered out loud. Bai Qi. What does he have to do with the Battle of Red Cliffs? Wasn't he part of the Battle of Chongping? A warlord from the Qin dynasty, and a battle from the late Eastern Han period. They're hundreds of years apart. They have nothing to do with each other. Hearing that, his friend panicked. Are you crazy? How dare you question the top scorer of the national exams? Liu Yanran comes from a scholarly swordsman family. Dude, you. However, it seemed too late, as it seemed he had triggered the crowd. What an ignorant student from a small place. You, fit to judge the top scorer, the daughter of a sword immortal. What's this nonsense about the Battle of Chongping? Did you make up history? However, another answered him. According to historical records, the most famous battle is the Battle of Red Cliffs. Listening to their bickering, he sneered. How pathetic, then thought to himself. It seems that modern civilization has completely collapsed. People have already forgotten their history. Somehow satisfied, the city lord exclaimed. Compatibility rate 40%. Liu Yanran has awakened an S-rank god, the god of war, Bai Qi. Hearing that, the crowd cheered. As expected from the daughter of a sword immortal, she activated an S-rank god, the top scorer, indeed. Haha, who was it that just said Bai Qi was from the Battle of Chongping? A mere clown. The city lord then spoke to the old man next to him. She has a bright future ahead of her, but unfortunately, it will still take time for her to grow. In the upcoming mythological battles, we'll have to wait for sword immortal Liu to return from the frontier, replied the old man. However, looking at her, exuding more aura as if wanting to do something, he wondered to himself. What is she trying to do? Could she be attempting to summon another unknown god? And indeed she did, as in front of her was the soul of an emperor. However, everyone looked down on the human god, saying they are rare and weak, and emperor gods are even more unheard of. as they then began their speculations. Such courage! It must be Emperor Taizong of the Tang dynasty. Only Emperor Taizong, who conquered the world at a young age, could be venerated as a legendary emperor throughout history. Unfortunately, the records of emperors in history are few and far between. And hearing that, our boy thought to himself, no, that's wrong. In the Sui and Tang periods, emperor garments were primarily yellow. In no dynasty did emperors ever wear black. Could it be? However, suddenly a stern voice echoed, hold on, this is the first time an emperor god has appeared in the mythological arena in 100 years. According to historical records, there have been countless emperors in Chinese millennia-long history. To choose recklessly would be dangerous. His title, head of Tiangxuan Academy, one of the 4 great academies of Huaxia, Li Xuan. TL Huaxia is also referred to as China. Hearing that, the city lord also doubled down. Yes, Yanran, give up. You are the future of Huaxia, and you cannot afford to fail. And looking up at the god soul, she sadly replied, but if I walk away, this top-tier god will vanish from this world. However, Mr. Know-It-All continued with negativity. Even so, we cannot risk our future top-tier fighting force. Then instructed his assistants, notify Tiangxuan Academy. We will use 10 years of the nation's fortune to anchor the emperor's soul. Let's see if one of the students coming for the divine awakening can recognize it. I follow the master's orders. As soon as he left, the head of the academy announced, students, a top-tier god has appeared in Huaxia, possibly Emperor Taizong of the Tang dynasty. As you all know, a top-tier god is critical to Huaxia's survival at this moment, as they have been suffering a devastating loss, experiencing bitter defeats back-to-back, and the nation that always trampled on them was the Sakura nation. Huaxia has already lost 2 rounds of the godly war, 1 more loss, and will have to cede territory and make reparations. Without a top-tier god, relying solely on the sword immortal leaves us with little hope. I understand that Huaxia's cultural fracture makes identifying the gods based on current data extremely risky. Perhaps we will die today. Who else dares to step forward and try? Hearing that, the crowd hesitated. This unknown emperor god might not be Emperor Taizong of the Tang dynasty. If I summon the wrong name, I will die. However, someone bold enough spoke out first. In Huaxia, we do not fear death. The Kyoto Academy will not fail, and I am willing to try. The Magic Capital Academy, Chunyu, is also willing to try. Hearing that, they all got riled up. I will also try. I'm in too. Count me in. However, suddenly our boy raised his hand. I know the origin of this god, and it's different from the dean's judgment, he shouted. Lu Chongsheng of Jinling Academy, I am willing to try. Who is this guy? They wondered, isn't he the clown who questioned Liu Yanran earlier? Jinling Academy ranked pretty low in this year's exams. Is he trying to show off, risking his life in the process? His friend, as always, was just fearful as ever as he shouted, Chongsheng, are you kidding me? You know summoning the wrong name will lead to death, right? However, our boy ignored him as he continued trending forward, making the dean think to himself, this kid seems confident. Does he really know the history of this emperor? But after reviewing all the records, the only emperor that fits the characteristics is Emperor Taizong of the Tang dynasty. However, he then voiced out his thoughts. I believe in this student. Since you're so confident, I'll allow you to try. And that made the city lord a bit hesitant. However, the dean doubled down. We must never stand in the way of a Huaxia citizen's pure heart. Turns out the spectacle was witnessed by all nations. As the scene shifted to the Sakura nation audience seats, who mocked the others as always. Look, an unknown god has appeared in Huaxia. They're actually fighting to the death over it. Truly, Huaxia people are fearless in their ignorance. How can a culturally impoverished country like theirs compare to the great Sakura nation? Go ahead, monkey, ha ha ha. However, as soon as our boy touched the crystal, it shone with a bright red color, signaling a rare event as red lightning struck, making everyone shocked. What's going on? Has he activated an unknown high-tier goo? It's emanating a red phenomenon. Now the Sakura nation was becoming wary as they wondered, isn't the highest godly aura supposed to be orange? The strongest god in Huaxia's history should only have a purple aura. The nation of India was also present, as they had their own thoughts. I've heard only our nation and Greece have ever produced gods with orange auras. The nation of Korea also commented, what's with this red aura? Does Huaxia even deserve it? Did the divine awakening stone malfunction? Looking at the spectacle before them, the dean uttered in surprise, this is the aura of an SSS tier god. As he then continued his explanation, the current godly aura levels are white, green, blue, purple, and orange. However, few know that above orange lies red. Currently, the only god in the world with a red aura resides in the Vatican, and he is known as God. Does Huaxia really have an SSS tier god in its history? Wondered the city lord. SSS tier is the limit for gods. But it's not his limit. Even if other gods are SSS tier, they cannot compare to him. The beautiful Liu Yanran also thought to herself. An SSS tier god. Can he be successfully summoned? Lu Chongsheng. His exam scores weren't ideal. Shifting to the city lord, he asked the dean. But aside from the emperor god, he's also activated another unknown SSS tier god. What kind of god is this? Pulling out his measly knowledge, he speculated. He wields a giant axe, standing tall and mighty. His muscles are bulging, his face rugged, and his strength is unmatched. Could he be the ancient god Xing Tan? Frowning at his ignorance, our boy corrected him in his thoughts again. Xing Tan was headless, using his chest as eyes, his belly as a mouth, wielding an axe and shield in battle. But this god has both head and limbs. How could he be Xing Tan? The myths of Huaxia have faded away for far too long. Way too long. Perhaps this is the very reason I came to this world. As always, to manifest the god's soul, he sang his praises. In the beginning, Pangu created the heavens and earth, and with his mighty power, though his body perished, his spirit remains, nourishing the land and the people. He established the universe. Bowing with respect, he continued, I humbly request the presence of the first god of creation, Pangu. Hearing that, it was as if the other nations were fed dirty water, as they exclaimed in shock, Creator God, the Creator God. But the people of Huaxia were overjoyed as they voiced their thoughts. Truly, one cannot judge a person by their appearance. I never thought he could awaken an SSS-level god. How does he know the identity of this Creator God? Looking at the majestic figure of the Creator God, our boy thought to himself. Pangu opened the heavens and the earth, his body transforming into all things. He is absolutely the most supreme god in existence. After successfully summoning him, a status window appeared. Ding. Character: Lu Chongsheng. Compatibility: 1%. Main god: Pangu. A system panel. It has finally arrived. Meanwhile, the scene shifts to the Huaxia Temple of Gods, as a kid was shocked by the phenomenon that appeared. What? As in front of him was images of all the gods summoned in Huaxia, and above all of them was the creator god Pangu, leader of the gods. Unbelievable, he exclaimed. It seems we must sound the fate bell, and announce it to the world. And appearing before the fate bell, he raised the hammer to swing at the hammer, and upon impact, it released golden sound waves that shot out to the whole entire Huaxia nation, as if signaling a new beginning. Did I miss her? Soared immortal Liu Qing. You did not miss her. It was indeed 9 rings. Shifting to the ceremony, the dean was also overjoyed in hearing the 9 rings. 9 rings of the fate bell. 9 is the ultimate number. Never before seen. He has indeed activated a supreme god. Heaven bless Huaxia. We now have a supreme god too. An SSS-level god. The strongest god in Huaxia's history. Only triggered the fate bell 3 times, thought Liu Yanran. Of course not everyone was happy about the news. Especially the Sakura nation. Damn it. A mere boy from Huaxia has awakened a supreme god. Emperor Tokugawa. Lord Matsumoto. Are you confident in dealing with him? He asked the person next to him. And the guy with snakes around the body responded with a mocking tone. A new god-blessed individual. Even though he has awakened a supreme god, with his current compatibility, it would be difficult to summon it in the arena. With my current strength, I can easily tear him apart, and his god too, this Huaxia prodigy. We must kill him before he grows any stronger. Making a decision, the emperor of the Sakura nation instructed, spread the word, and initiate the named god war. We cannot allow him to continue living. Shifting to our, who was now feeling the power surging throughout his body. An SSS-level god is the pinnacle of most gods, but it is certainly not the limit of Pangu. Pangu opened the heavens, his body transformed into all things, his soul became a sage. His battle strength is the supreme. Unfortunately, with my current compatibility. But before he could finish his thoughts, the ground beneath him shook and collapsed, leaving him surprised. Then an announcement was made throughout the nations. Sakura nation consumes 10 years of national fortune, initiating a named god war against Huaxia's Lu Chongsheng. All contestants, prepare to take the stage for battle in 10 minutes. In the next second his body was transported to a dimensional space for battle. Named God War. The locked space has been transported to a different dimension. Outside was the city lord and the dean, who were shocked at what was happening. Lu Chongsheng has become a projection. There's no turning back now. Has he already been transported to the inner realm? Damn it. Such insidious tactics. However, the Sakura Nation audience section was buzzing with joy. Ha ha ha. They are angry. They're panicking. Just a moment ago they were worried. The one responsible for it was there, thinking to himself. The named God War serves two purposes. Not only does it guarantee victory in the mythical arena, but it also removes Huaxia's young god-blessed genius before he can grow. After all, Huaxia's sword immortal is no easy foe. The dude was even imagining our boy sprawled on the floor defeated. As for the consumed national fortune, Haha, shifting to the sword immortal. He was also confused a notification of a national fortune war. What is going on? His assistant then replied. Sakura Nation consumed 10 years of national fortune to prematurely initiate the mythical arena. They intend to eliminate Huaxia's prodigy early. As she then continued, the named God War can only target God-blessed individuals with an SSS level or higher. Once initiated, the locked individual must take the stage no matter how high he may fly in the future. Right now, he is nothing more than a fledgling bird. In this way, the opponent can strategically arrange their forces. This is the first time the named God War has appeared in the mythical arena. Sakura Nation is using it to target Huaxia's newly awakened God-blessed individual. Hearing all that, the sword immortal was also infuriated as he bellowed in anger, if our Huaxia genius falls in this battle, on this day next year, I will trample Zijing. A few minutes later, the participants met at the battling arena, as the snake guy was already waiting for our boy. Humph. They've initiated a named God War over this wet behind the ears child. They're making a mountain out of a molehill. A wet behind the ears child. You better watch out. Even if Huaxia's sword immortal were here, I could still easily tear him apart. However, our boy Liu Changshan was busy with his own thoughts, as he speculated. Pangyu should be impossible to summon. The imperial god that was just fixed with fortune should reappear in the mythical arena. Stepping closer, the snake dude continued. What's the matter? Don't you even have the courage to face me? However, looking at our boy's calm demeanor, he was stunned for a bit. How? But our boy then mocked him. Your snake head would make a great stew. Hey, you're sharp-tongued. In a moment, I will personally sever your head, and feed it to my god. Out of nowhere, the host god Aphrodite appeared, announcing the beginning of the battle. Both contestants are now in place. The mythical arena battle begins. Welcome everyone to the mythical arena battle. This battle will be broadcast globally. The participating nations are Huaxia and Sakura Nation. This is the third match of the arena battle, and currently, Sakura Nation has won 2 matches. If they win one more, Huaxia will be forced to surrender half its population and half its national fortune to Sakura Nation. Hello, I am the host of the mythical arena, Aphrodite. The system then showed the rules. Mythical arena rules. Rule 1. In each battle, 5 gods will be randomly refreshed. Contestants may summon one of them. Rule 2. Once a god has been summoned, it cannot appear again in subsequent battles. Rule 3. The match follows a best-of-5 format. Only the victor survives, while the loser's god perishes. Confirming the rules, Chan Sheng thought to himself. Victory means life, defeat means death. This is perfect. Hundreds of god-blessed individuals have already died at the hands of Roki. Today, I will settle both personal and national scores. Speaking his thoughts, he pointed at the snake dude. Today, we will decide not only victory and defeat, but also life and death. Confident as ever, he scoffed at his words. TCH, appearing between them, the host Aphrodite continued by asking them, have both contestants understood the rules? If confirmed, the battle can begin now. Confirmed, they responded. Since both contestants have confirmed, below is the personal information of the 2 fighters. Matsumoto Genzu, an S-level god-blessed individual. Awakened god, SS level. Yamada no Roki, but for some reason Liu Changsheng's stats were not shown yet. As the host continued. Next, the god battle begins. Sakura Nation vs Huaxia Nation, 3rd match. Summon your god. Matsumoto Genzu steps into the godstone first. Seeing that, the emperor of Sakura Nation grinned with joy. As expected, it's the Yamada god. Lord Matsumoto truly lives up to being an S-level god-blessed individual. His compatibility is nearly perfect. True to his name, the snake dude summoned the powerful giant snake god Roki inside the godstone. And as it manifested, snake dude grew even more confident. Yosh, we've already won. Yosh, we've already won. The Yamada god has already torn apart 2 of your gods. As it was Liu Changsheng's turn, he was summoned into the crystal stone as many god souls appeared before him. But for some reason the people of Huaxia had little hope in his actions as they voiced out their worries. The Yamada god has already torn apart 2 of your gods. We are done for. Shifting to our boy, his attention was captured by the human god emperor. As he thought to himself, you should not be forgotten, nor should you be buried in the dust of history. Seeing him eyeing the human god emperor, the people were worried. Is he choosing that unknown god king? This is way too risky. Even the dean voiced out his ignorance once more. Changsheng, the god king most likely to be summoned is Tang Taizong Li Shiman, as recorded in history. But Liu Yanran had other thoughts. According to the secret archives, it could also be Emperor Zhu Yuanzhang from the Ming dynasty. Listening to their speculations, he could not even comment on their ignorance. However, he continued with his summon. As he chanted his praise for the summoning, the king of Qin conquered all under heaven, his might like a tiger wielding his sword, he swept aside the floating clouds, and the lords all came from the west, standing alone through the ages, a single emperor. He then bowed with respect and continued, "The unworthy descendants of later generations now pay respects to the founder of Huaxia, Yingjing," and as if accepting his summon, a golden halo sucked in the soul of the human god, turning him into flesh manifested. He succeeded, another SS-level gu. Heaven bless Huaxia. Heaven bless Huaxia. But as always the know-it-all dean with his half-assed knowledge dashed their hope. It's unfortunate he's a human god. The strength of human gods is generally weaker than the same-ranked demon gods. The human god that Changsheng just summoned may struggle to be a match for the eight-headed serpent at the same level. Shifting to the arena, an announcement was made. Both sides have successfully summoned their gods. The match begins. Still confident as ever, the snake dude mocked him once more as expected. "You didn't have the power to summon a creation god. But what surprises me even more is that you summoned a frail human god. A mere human god. Just a mortal. Ha 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 ha." But still bowing, Changsheng continued. "Unworthy descendant of future generations, Lu Changsheng pays respects to his ancestor. Future generations may have forgotten you, but that is their shame. However, from today onward your achievements as the first emperor will forever be remembered by your descendants. You unified the written language, standardized vehicles and roads, and united the people of 7 states. You planted the seed of unification in the hearts of the people of our great Xia. For 100 generations and 1,000 years, my Xia people will forever remember that the land of our motherland cannot be divided. You ensured that the vast rivers and mountains were never again invaded by foreign tribes, and you built the miraculous Great Wall to protect the land and its people. You unified thought in the world. Burning heretical texts and foolish books. For remembering more of his past deeds, the compatibility of the summon increased as a golden dragon soul manifested, symbolizing the nation of Huaxia. With that his stats finally appeared. Ding. Character, Lu Changsheng. Compatibility, 60%. Summon God, Yingjing. At this point everyone from Huaxia was shocked at the moment after Changsheng repeated all the history about their founder. Is what Lu Changsheng said really the history of Huaxia? There's an emperor with such great achievements in history. Snake Dude then appeared once, belittling him. So what if you are an emperor? What can a human god even do? As if gaining consciousness, the founder asked Lu Changsheng who the Snake Dude was. He is a foreigner who oppresses Huaxia. Hearing that, his rage mode kicked in, as he bellowed in anger. How dare a mere foreigner oppress Huaxia? Those who offend my Huaxia must die. Not taking the emperor founder seriously, the Sakura audience laughed and mocked him. Ha 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 ha. Did you hear that? A mere human god dares to speak such grand words. Have you forgotten the scene of the 2 gods before being torn to pieces? As expected, the gods of Huaxia are best at comforting themselves. Even the Snake Dude doubled down as expected of someone who was once an emperor, truly brimming with authority. Snake God also affirmed his words. A mere human god. I didn't expect you'd be arrogant enough to challenge a true god. Pitiful and laughable. I thought this would be a thrilling battle, but it turns out you're just a human god. So dull. You with your small body. You're not even qualified to fill the gaps in my teeth. However, the emperor founder was not in the slightest shaken by their words as he summoned a golden sword. In my life, my only regret is never having slain a god. This sword declares Qin. Audience from the Tiansu country. Is this Huaxia's human god really preparing to fight? Audience from the Stick country. Honestly, he looks so pitiful. Audience from the Silla country. Does he really intend to fight a god with just a mortal body? Back to the snake god Roki. It sneered. Huh? It doesn't matter. Even the smallest mosquito is still meat. Come on. Wield your sword to your heart's content. This strike will make you realize the gap between demon gods and human gods. A mere mortal dares to blaspheme the gods. With the Roki charged forward, intending to end it all with one blow, and upon impact the ground collapsed, creating a huge commotion. Witnessing the destructive power, the Sakura nation's emperor commented, "Oh, it's over. This emperor from Huaxia, like the 2 gods before him, will be easily torn apart." Even the crowd joined in, already standing to leave. There's nothing they can do. Huaxia summoned a human god. Even with the higher rank, the inherent weakness cannot compare to demon gods. No suspense at all. Does anyone really believe a human god could defeat a true god? However, they have truly underestimated the human god, as from the impact the snake caused, a beam of golden light shot through the sky, tearing one of the snake heads in half, surprising the arrogant Sakura nation. Oh, this. What? He cut off the head of the 8-headed serpent with one swing of his sword, cheered Liu Yanren. Seeing one of its heads decapitated, Snake God Roki roared in surprise. You have no divine power within you, so how can you unleash a force that rivals even strong gods? How did you do it? This is the chi refining technique of ancient Qin, he replied, and then continued. It was forged by the countless chi cultivators of Huaxia, a technique that defies the heavens. Wow. Our ancestors in Huaxia could create such an earth-shattering technique. Chi refining technique. What an amusing little toy. Too bad. You only severed one of my many heads. Saying that its decapitated head began regenerating, as it hissed in arrogance. My body can regenerate severed limbs. I am immortal. How could a mere human god like you hope to stop me? You mortals ought to kneel before me. You dare to harm me. You shall be trapped in hell and will never incarnate. Not fearing his words, the founder rebutted. If I lose, I shall be forever in debt to the people of Qin. So what if I die? However, I've never lost in my whole life. Triggered by his arrogance, the snake god charged at him. How dare you? And for his charge, he got slashes that served his others' heads. But we knew that much power was nothing to him. As he regenerated, give it up, you foolish human. Witnessing the endless regeneration, the people of Huaxia were seen downcast. It mends its broken limbs and never dies. Is this really a god that humans can defeat? Can Huaxia really defeat such a vicious god? Even the founder pondered on its immortal body. It never dies. No one can do that, even the most ancient divine beings. However, he did not linger any longer as he charged forward for another attack, and slicing through other heads, he confirmed his speculation. I can feel you getting weaker. How many more times can you repair yourself? But as if also realizing its weakness, it hissed in its last-ditch effort, knocking down the founder. Just give up already. Riling back from the heavy blow, one of the audience members was seen sobbing. Ah, forefather of Huaxia, his blood is spilled all over the arena. The negative dean, as always, spread his negativity. Let's prepare for defeat. If he doesn't die, he can continue to rule Huaxia and make it the world's best nation. We cannot let him continue his sacrifice. However, he had greatly underestimated his founder's capabilities, as the founder was busy thinking to himself, ah, there's too many. It feels like it'll never end. But every time, I feel like I'm almost there. The founder then caught his second wind. However, I feel it. The aura from Great Qin. All the land of this whole world. I own it. As his aura transformed into a great golden dragon, and suddenly all the other god souls of the Huaxia people began rising, heeding the call of the great founder, forming the Great Qin divine armor. He then commanded the souls, kill him. With that they began their assault, slicing every inch of the demon snake's body. Seeing the destructive damage they were dealing on his summoned demon snake, he was stunned and trembling. He wondered, how can a mere human summon so many divine spirits? No, Yamada no Roki cannot lose. Thinking of something else, he proclaimed, all right, there's still me. Foolish thing, so what if you are naturally talented? Is there time for your growth? Did you forget that if the divine guardian dies, it'll be counted as a failure too? As he said that, his body began glowing purple as he charged up his spiritual power, and jumped at our boy for a sneak attack, making the audience panic. Be careful, he's behind you. Chongsheng, dodge. However, Ma Dude had the ultra instinct in him, as he dodged it effortlessly, then grabbed his hand, and slammed him on the floor with a heavy thud. What? Lu Chongsheng is so strong. Didn't he just become a divine guardian, and he has the lowest resonance with the creator? How strong can Pangu be? Back to our boy, he was also thinking. Pangu, as my contracted deity, even with the lowest resonance, my body is still as strong as stone. Getting up, the snake dude winced in pain, as he caught his second wind. Kid, I was careless just now. Even though you're a new divine guardian, you have such a strong body. However, do you know the divine arts? Do you know any magic creating a clone of himself? He continued. You're still a tiny piece of trash. My shadows can completely copy my strength and skills. With his shadow clones technique, he charged in for a kick, making it a double kick. It's 1v2. I am an SS class divine guardian. Do you think you have any chance of winning? Grabbing each of his legs, he slammed them against each other, defeating him in the process. An SS class divine guardian indeed. You hit hard. At the Huaxia audience stand, haha. Lu Chongsheng is OP. Ah, Lu Chongsheng, I want your babies. I was here first. There is no bride price and I'll throw in a house. Sakura Nation audience stand. No. Is Yamada no Roki about to lose? Shut up. It didn't lose yet. Even their emperor was trembling. I can't believe that the human god is so strong, and even the new divine guardian possesses such incredible strength. Meanwhile, the snake god's head was still being chopped off piece by piece, and feeling his strength dissipating, he hissed in anger, offerings. I want offerings. At the Sakura Nation audience stand, it could be seen that, like the founder who called for other souls, but instead he was devouring his Sakura Nation souls as they melted into his body, regenerating his body and heads, and on the verge of death he consolidates. Looking at the unconscious snake dude, he thought to himself, when the divine guardian dies, the divine beast will return to its celestial origins. I must kill Yamada no Roki first, to stop it once and for all. recovered, the snake hissed. Foolish human from Huaxia, do you really think you're fighting me, a divine beast? No, you're fighting the millions of citizens of the Sakura nation. Scoffing at his words, he snapped back. But you can sacrifice your citizens at will, he then continued with his defiance, roaring at the crowd. These citizens are sacrificing their lives, and becoming the source of energy for you to recover. Hearing that, the people of Sakura Nation were shocked in disbelief. But the founder did not let up as he continued with his speech. I was fighting for my whole life, and pursued the divine path during my elderly years. Everyone said I was foolish. But I finally mastered one trick. Although I cannot become divine. It can save the world and everyone becomes a dragon. After saying that, he rose up in the air, spreading his divine aura, as if healing the Huaxia Nation, which was the immortal chi technique. What's going on? My resonance with my contracted deity is rising. I feel like there's incredible strength building in me. My eyes, I can see the light again. Back to the founder, after exhausting his strength, he still continued. My whole life is devoted to ensuring that people of the great Qin nation can live peacefully and happily forever. And to wish that all the people in this world can act like a dragon and stay healthy. Hearing his heartfelt speech, the crowd wept hooray for our Huaxia forefather. He secretly had such a noble plan. Still exuding his aura, he vowed internally, I'm willing to do anything for my people. Witnessing the touching spectacle, the king of Hawk Nation commented, the Yamata no Roki sacrifices its people as a source of energy, but the Huaxia's divinity is willing to sacrifice its life for the people. Amerigo Nation audience stand. Is this the power of the Eastern civilization? How incredible! Where are the celestial soldiers of my great Qin nation? Shouted the founder. We're here, shouted back the other god souls. Feeling weak, the founder still instructed, kill the rest. They then echoed his instructions. Kill the rest, kill them. Catching the snake god off guard, it was again sliced into pieces, and to compensate for his weakness, he demanded sacrifices. Sacrifices. I demand more sacrifices. Sacrifices. Naturally, it sucked away its people's soul energy, leaving the feeling weak. Even their emperor was worried now as he thought to himself, we can't continue like this. The offerings to the Yamata no Roki are all the elites of this country. They then begged and kowtowed. Oh great, Yamata no Roki, perhaps this is the end. The Sakura nation cannot continue with this hefty price anymore. They then became angry. The Huaxia god hopes everyone can act like a dragon, but all you know is to ask for sacrifices. Yamata no Roki, go die. Yamata no Roki, go die. Naturally their chants surprised the snake, and seeing that the founder conjured his golden sword once more as if signaling the end of the battle, he then mocked the snake. Your people abandoned you after all. Not letting up, the founder unleashed his final strike, slaying the demon god. An announcement was then made. Yamata no Roki dead. Shifting to our boy, he also confirmed, Yamata no Roki is dead, so there's no reason to keep you alive. He then finished off the dude by stepping on his neck, also announcing his death. Matsumoto Minamoto dead. Appearing again, Aphrodite made a formal announcement. Liu Chongsheng of the Huaxia Nation versus Matsumoto Minamo. Liu Chongsheng wins. Sakura Nation versus Huaxia Nation. Score, 1-2. Delighted at their victory, they all exclaimed, he really did it. A mere mortal man stood shoulder to shoulder with the god. Awesome work, Liu Chongsheng. No, he defeated the divine as a mortal man. Aphrodite then continued with the announcement. The hero of Huaxia's performance shocked me. Next up there will be a divine battle. We will return after a brief intermission. Divine guardians, please get ready. Panning back to the founder on the arena, could be seen that his body was losing all its strength, as his face was also aging rapidly, worrying the crowd. Why is the forefather so weak? The dean then answered sadly, there are barely any believers of his in the Huaxia Nation. This battle wounded him greatly. Worried, Liu Chongsheng called out for him, forefather, and as his soul was dissipating, he sadly spoke his last words. Chongsheng, I might not be able to continue fighting with you. Despairing, he continued, I have a dream. I hope that all life in this world fades to ashes. And with that his soul dissipated, and just like that the forefather is gone. Shifting to the dean. Oh, the power of a god is dependent on the number of believers. No one believed in the forefather before this battle, and he really gave this battle his all. We have disrespected you. Suddenly Liu Chongsheng received a system notification. Ding. Character, Liu Chongsheng assigned God, Pengu resonance, to % summon God, forefather. Frozen. You can summon again with more believers. Resonance, 90%. Surprised, he wondered, what? The forefather isn't gone. So, we just need to believe harder. After summoning the forefather and increasing the resonance with my assigned god, Pengu, also increased. If I summon more deities in the future, I can eventually summon Pengu into this world. Turning to his audience members, he explained. The forefather isn't gone, he's just resting for now. When his name is again praised in Huaxia, he will return hearing that the dean was relieved. Oh, so the forefather is still with us. That's great record. What the forefather has done down in history, so it is known forever. We can't let the gods of Huaxia be buried in history. Shifting to the sword immortal, he was also delighted by victory. Phew. God bless Huaxia. Lu Chongsheng killed Yamada no Roki. However, it seemed his assistant had other motives, as she began with her plans. With my blood, start the divine arena. With that sudden action, the sword immortal was also trapped, forcing him to fight, and a notification sound alerted the nation's Ding. Sakura Nation Mako Hama challenges Huaxia Nation Liu Qing to a divine duel. Battle starts in 10 minutes. Surprised, he wondered what? You're a spy for the Sakura Nation. Ha ha ha. I was by your side for 10 whole years. Just for a chance like this. Without you, even with an extremely talented divine guardian, Huaxia will be doomed. Untying her hair, she proclaimed. Huaxia belongs to the Sakura Nation. However, Ma Dude was no simp, as he also prepared for battle. You asked for it. Shifting to the dean, it seemed he was being informed on the situation that just occurred, as he exclaimed, "What?" He then informed everyone. The sword master Li Qing is attacked by a spy, and can't make it to the arena on time, so we need someone else for the next battle. Shocked, the crowd was unhappy. I can't believe that the Sakura Nation is so petty. It's life and death, but without the sword master, it'll be hard for us to win. 2 out of the 4 masters of Huaxia were killed by the Yamada no Roki. These years, only sword master Liu Qing was able to maintain victory against the Sakura Nation, and the 4th battle is about to begin. Chongsheng, the last battle must have drained you out, so I will take on the next battle. However, our boy wanted that smoke, as he denied. Now I'd win. Let me go. Chongsheng, don't force yourself. The crowd also doubled down his friend among them. Let him go, Chongsheng. You won't know every deity that you summon. Liu Yanran also added, yeah, master is the best in Huaxia. He'll have a better chance to win. However, our boy was not going to let up, as he informed them. I once had a dream. As he said that, it caused a huge commotion around his surroundings. As he continued, there was an old god in my dreams. He was smiling and comforting me. After waking up, I learned the hidden legacy of Huaxia. Hearing that, they were all stunned as the ground shook, as if agreeing with him. What was that just now? I'm not sure. Witnessing that, the dean thought to himself. In the past there was the great Ru, who obtained the path of life. The Buddhist also obtains the path of life and immortality. Understanding the path is not uncommon. This explains why he knows all the deities of Huaxia. After a long silence of staring at each other, the city lord interrupted. Chongsheng, I know you want to prove yourself, but I am more experienced, and know all the deities of Huaxia. You are young and talented. No need to sacrifice yourself so soon. Without saying much, he stepped closer to the dean, and activated his summoned god soul by releasing his aura, making the dean shocked. Oh god. The blazing phoenix, the master's deity from 1,000 years ago. The master's casual description gave that swallow uniqueness. The swallow is known as a phoenix that was never recorded before. Wow. Chongsheng knows so many hidden Huaxia mythologies. The dean then finally admitted, Chongsheng, you aren't wrong. Okay. Summoning a god sacrifices your own stamina. Take a rest and prepare for battle. However, it seemed Ma Dude was still not done with his actions, as he now stepped closer towards Liu Yanran, catching her off guard. He then activated his soul power, activating Liu Yanran's god soul, and after finishing that task he simply left, leaving the crowd to wonder. What is Lu Chongsheng doing? They wondered. Is he summoning an S-class god for Huaxia's battle, but that'll make him die a lot sooner? However, they did not know that he was lighting up Huaxia with his own life. Back to the legendary arena, Aphrodite announced. The 4th battle in the legendary arena between Huaxia Nation and Sakura Nation begins soon. Representing Huaxia Gua is Lu Chongsheng, the genius who has already secured a victory. The Huaxia kingdom still belongs to the victorious genius youth, Lu Chongsheng. Ding. Lu Chongsheng, unknown. Awakened SSS class god Pangu. Summoned SS class god the forefather, Frozen. Representing the Sakura Nation, we have Momo Sakura. Lu-san, pleasure to meet you. At the Sakura Nation audience stand, they continued mocking as ever. The representative of Huaxia is yet again Lu Chongsheng. Does the Huaxia Nation have no talents? So Lu Chongsheng needs to fight again. Haha. His summoned deity just fell in the last battle? This gives us a great chance. Their emperor was also smirking to himself, thinking his plan was flawless. Ha. The shadow planted near the sword saint has taken action already. The Sakura Nation's deity is the best at bewitching. This time, the Sakura Nation must be defeated. Back to Momo Sakura. It seemed she had charms that captivated the audience. Huaxia Nation audience stand. What's going on? They've sent a fair maiden. I must admit, she's stunning. Witnessing the charming effect, the then Dean silently wondered to himself, the divine guardian Sakura Nation sent out this time. There's absolutely no information about her. As she touched the soul crystal to summon her chosen god, the countdown began. 50 seconds, 49 seconds, 48 seconds. Anxious, the crowd murmured. What is Changsheng doing? Why is he not summoning his deity? 47 seconds. As the countdown was still ticking, they grew even more anxious. There's less than a minute left. What are you waiting for? Summon your deity. There's no time left. However, it seemed Momo made her move first, summoning the fox goddess. Tamamo no May Eagle Nation audience stand. My god, what is this deity? Is she an angel from the heavens, divinely beautiful? Tianzu Nation audience stand. The moment she appeared even my heart fluttered, just slightly. Huaxia Nation audience stand. It's a deity never seen in this arena. We know nothing about her. Such a beautiful appearance. Let's hope Changsheng stays focused. However, they underestimated our boy too much, as he had too much knowledge, as he thought to himself that of course, she summoned the Tamamo no May, the leader of the three demon gods forces of the Sakura Nation. Since we know her deity already, there is no need to wait anymore. With 30 seconds remaining, he finally made his move to summon a deity, and upon contact with the crystal, a domineering boar god soul appeared before, making our boy surprised. Wow, it's him. However, his people had different viewpoints about the summon, as they were surprised and panicking. Lu Changsheng is trying to summon a demon deity. Wait, Changsheng, your assigned deities are human deities. The assigned deity controls the type of deity one can summon. He first awakened Pangu, who is a human. The consequence of summoning a different type of deity is death. Yet again they underestimated Changsheng. However, he still continued with the summon. I Lu Changsheng. Welcome, Heavenly General Iron Hog. Sakura Nation, being salty as ever, commented they've run out of tricks. Huaxia's genius is trying to summon a demon deity. Everyone who tried what he did died immediately on the stage. A choice that kills you. Looks like he doesn't have the power to summon anyone else, and this is his only choice. But as always he shut their mouths by successfully summoning the pig deity, who transformed into human form. Oh my god. What? The Huaxia people, however, were overjoyed. Changsheng is insane. We did it. Changsheng summoned a demon deity and was unharmed. Could it be that Pangu is not limited to human deities? Wondered the dean. Pangu as the creator is more profound than what we imagine. Huaxia has hope now. Salty, the Sakura Nation's emperor, retorted. Although that deity is a demon, he is still a man. All men will succumb to the illness of Tamamo no May. As the giant deity stood before him, he asked our boy to inquire about the situation. What are they saying outside? He asked. Lu Changsheng then explained this is a divine arena. The other nations are trying to take down Huaxia. I, Lu Changsheng, beg for you to assist me in fighting deities of other nations. Reducing the size of his weapon, he informed our boy that he hated fighting. I just want to sit and stare at the moon, spending time with her. Why should I care if others are invading Huaxia? He then turned to depart. However, Lu Changsheng wasn't willing to give up, as he tried to convince the general. General, please wait, you still want to meet Change, right? You still want to meet Wukong and Master, right? Interested? He wondered. The fires for us are dim in this era. Yet you know of Change, that monkey and that monk. Not only do I know them, I also can summon them. Ha! With your strength, scoffed the general. But our boy doubled down as he continued. I know you don't want to become someone's pawn, but, if I can summon the deity of Huaxia, it will light up the night sky and restore your dignity. Letting Change, Wukong and Xuanzang all escape their confinements and obtain freedom. Now, will you fight for Huaxia? Irritated, he transformed in his pig form, and rushed at our boy, choked him and wondered if he was messing with him. And struggling to breathe, he made his last-ditch effort by summoning his main god. How about this deity then? And seeing the mighty Pangu before him, he squirmed in excitement. Master Pangu. Releasing him, he finally admitted, you can summon Master Pangu. I've underestimated you. Smiling, Lu Changsheng finally asked, so General Tianpeng, would you fight for me? Well, since Master Pangu is willing to help you, I can trust you. Who are we fighting? Tell me. After some silence, he explained to him, we are fighting another race's nine-tailed deity. She tempts you with her charms, and attracts males in this way. Ha! That's easy then. I thought it'll be troublesome, always ready to mock. The Sakura Nation audience sneered. Ha! Look at Lu Changsheng, he's still not ready. The Huaxia fighter is totally charmed by Momo Sakura. Haha, look at their deity. It's a fat pig with big ears. Not fazed by anything, he rooted his rake on the ground as if challenging his opponent, leading the other nations to comment. Bangsi Nation audience stand. Wow, this deity is so handsome. Tianzu Nation audience stand. Huaxia's ancient monster deity, we cannot underestimate his power. Eagle Nation audience stand. Who knows if this male deity can hold out under Tamamo no Mei's charms. Ready to activate her charms, Momo spoke out. Lusan, I must say, you and your summoned deities are both quite handsome. However, I have a great proposal. Exposing her back slightly, she continued to further take off her outer layer of clothing, aiming to seduce our boy. Lusan, join the Sakura Nation, and we'll treat you with the highest order. Unlike Huaxia Nation, we won't make someone who just awakened fight multiple times in a row. The great Sakura Nation will help you and your deity to grow and develop. Hearing that, the Huaxia people were triggered. She's using a psychological attack. Chongsheng, don't fall for her tricks. Not letting up, the girl continued to entice our boy. You can have all the money and power, but also me. Her words even charmed the Huaxia's young man, as the offer seemed enticing. Power, money, and someone so beautiful. Although the Sakura Nation sucks, she's so cute. I would have accepted already, they thought. So how would Lu Chongsheng decide? However, our boy was no simp, as he flatly refused her offer. But she did not let up, informing him that if she was not good enough, then he could pick any woman in the Sakura Nation. Mind you, she said all that while activating her charms, making our boy imagine himself surrounded by multiple Sakura women. And to dispel the charms, he summoned the general's rake in order to fight her. Heavenly soldier projection, he shouted, the thought to himself. After Tianpeng decided to fight for me, I can also use his weapon, the 9-tooth rake. Seeing him fight back, she became disappointed. What a shame, you would have had a bright future. However, our boy clapped back, informing her that when he was learning history, the professor told him something. Honor is within the reach of a blade. Truth is within the range of a cannon. If I escape, your bullying would only be even more brutal. If I escape, how can I face the millions of those behind me? Huaxia is a nation of virtue. We meet friends with delicacies, and we meet enemies with weapons. Excited by his words, the Huaxia people became even more proud. What a great saying indeed. We only have guns for the Sakura Nation. Great words indeed. Huaxia Nation will destroy all against us. Chongsheng is the leading warrior of Huaxia. Let horses roam the southern mountains, drive out the invaders, and seal the wolf's den. This is a man's true desire. It seemed his summon also created a commotion at the myriad deity temple, as something lit up, signaling that their nation has at least become twice as lucky now. Back to the battle arena, after charging up his attack, he flew up in the air and descended with a heavy strike. The female, seeing this, also braced herself to block the attack, and upon impact, she flew back slightly, and wondered to herself, a newbie who can hit so hard, he must not be spared. Since I can't recruit you, I'll have to kill you, she said, and with that she activated her ninja art, shadow clone technique, creating clones of herself, as she then thought, even if you defeat Matsumoto Genzong, so what? How could a brute understand the intricacies of spellcraft? Witnessing her aura, Lu Chongsheng thought to himself, her power far surpasses Matsumoto Genzong's. But Momo Sakura was not going to waste any time, as she unsheared her sword, and the cones also followed up, he technique, the Nito Ryukumyo slash. With the slashes advancing with tremendous speed, he was stunned for a second, unable to react, and in the last second dodged, falling clumsily, which brought joy to the Sakura Nation. Ha ha ha. This boy is in such a sorry state. As expected of the genius girl, she has fully mastered Miyamoto Musashi's Nito Ryu. Hurry up and kill this boy and force Huaxia to cede territory and pay reparations. Mocking him, Momo Sakura laughed. Ha ha. Who would have thought you'd be so weak and easy to beat? Just all show on the outside, nothing but rot within this time. Let's see how you dodge. Coordinating with her clones, she unleashed an even more devastating sword attack. As the powerful slash was advancing upon him, he stood there thinking to himself, since there's no place left to dodge, then I'll dodge no more. And gathering up his power, he shouted, take this, my rake. He then plunged it onto the ground, creating a huge wave, smashing through her attack. And again she tried to block the powerful strike, however it was too powerful, which worried the Sakura Nation's audience. Laying there defeated and flashing us, she wondered, how did you see through my real body? But before anything could happen, the scene shifted to the deities. As the fox demon was the first one to speak up, you filthy pig demon, if you kneel before me, I'll let you glimpse under my skirt. Hearing that, the audience became excited. Kimchi Nation audience stand. Goddess, my goddess, so beautiful, if I could just kiss her once, I'd give up 10 years of my life. I wonder if this Huaxia demon god can resist Tamamo no Mei's charm, wondered the dean, but our pig demon was only a simp to only one person, and compared to her, she was hideous. Triggered, she roared in anger, you say, You say I'm hideous. Giving no chance, he attacked immediately, surprising the Sakura people. How dare you call our goddess ugly? Go look in the mirror, pig demon. Not knowing beauty from ugliness, do you feel no shame facing such exquisite beauty? Boom. He attacked with his rake, but she managed to dodge it, without sweat, but was still furious. This is the first time anyone has called me ugly. You'll pay the price for those words. She then chanted a spell, Yashiro, loop upon loop from Tuyoshihara no Mizuho. This is the ninfold, Amaterasu. Sunlight over the heavens, I shine upon the lands. This is my country, the land of the gods, the middle land of lush water and fertile soil. Growing bigger and bigger, she attacked the general, pushing him back with the celestial demon's wrath. Gazing upon the huge-fingered, Lu Chongsheng hissed. Sunlight of the heavens, Amaterasus Yashiro rock, also known as the Yada Mirror. One of Japan's 3 divine treasures. Tamamo no Mei's demonic power has nearly increased tenfold under the blessing of the divine artifact, but the general repealed her attack with the sky-bending, earth-shaping. She then attacked again with her celestial demon spirit strike. However, the general blocked her attacks by spinning his rake around, creating a shield, then counter with his own strike, and witnessing the heated battle, Lu Chongsheng thought to himself, Tamamo no Mei is the top of the 3 great demon lords of Sakura, an SSS-level deity, Sakura's hidden trump card, and yet this pig brother, only at SS level, can easily suppress her. His status window then appeared. Ding! Lu Chongsheng, God-blessed rank, E, awakened deity, SSS-level Pangu summoned deity, SS-level Jugangli. It seems I can't rely on awakened levels to judge any deity's strength. Ding! Momoko Sakura, God-blessed rank, S awakened deity, SSS-level Tamamo no Mei summoned deity, SSS-level Tamamo no Mei. Injured by his attacks, the fox demon wiped off her blood, and charged up her soul power. You pig, you've completely enraged me. Raising her hands in the air, the sky suddenly darkened. The sky? Why is the sky darkening? Suddenly from the darkness huge energy balls appeared like spurt balls waiting to blow everything up. Die, you filthy pig, she hissed, heaven burning fox fire. Boom, boom, boom. However, within the blast, the general shouted for water to come forth, which blocked her attacks, and from the sky he summoned 2 other god souls that dived down, interfering with her attacks, which caused a loud commotion, splitting the ground, making the fox demon nervous. Seconds later, real water began to gather around all over the general, shocking the fox. Where did all this water come from? This is water from the heavenly river, he answered. Using the walking with the wind technique, he jumped in the air to launch an attack, and witnessing his relentless attacks, the Sakura nation could only pray and hope his next attack, the power chop. But the fox was also not going to give up, as she used the Mizuta Nikko Amaterasu Hachino stone to block the attack. At first glance it seemed she blocked it, then suddenly her shield broke, leaving her stunned, but encouraged the Huaxia people. Tanpun Marshall is so damn cool. He completely overpowered the fox demon from Sakura Nation. Looks like he's got this win in the bag. This is so cool. He broke Tamamo no Mei's strongest artifact in one hit. Sakura country audience on the other hand were dead silent. Not giving her time to catch her breath, he attacked again in a sweeping motion, but his attack simply passed through her body, surprising the general. Turns, she used her escaping technique, and breathing out, she appeared a few meters away from her initial spot, and feeling overwhelmed, she thought to herself, physically powerful, skilled in martial arts, and proficient in spells. His magical prowess is above even me. It's like he doesn't have a weakness. And glazing at our boy, she continued to wonder, when did a divine awakener capable of summoning a monster like him appear in Huaxia? Breaking the silence, the general analyzed her moves. A transportation spell. I know how to do that too. Using the water light transportation, he appeared right before her, in a blink of an eye, attacking once more like the general he is. And with any time to react, she faced the full brunt of his attack, pushing her back a few meters. As she coughed up blood, she finally admitted, "You're tough." But this video ends here. Wanna know more? Well, be sure to stay tuned. Until next time.